Hi, Dragofab here. Today we will talk about how to use percent of total calculations in DAX. We have several options. Here we have all, which removes all the filters from the table you choose, or from the column. You can specify which column you want to remove the filters from. Or here we can choose selected, all selected. Here we can see that they seems to be the same, but later on we will look at what is the difference between these two DAX calculations of total. So at first I want to get rid of this strange pie chart, which is really hard to read. You need to find like color, need to find the slice of the pie, and it's not really user-friendly. But the end user wants to see the percentages. They really like percentages and wants to keep them. So how can we do that? First of all, we're removing this pie chart and creating bar chart. I use bar chart compared to column chart because I like to read normally and not slanted text. That's why I prefer bar chart for the longer text. And how we can get the percentages back on the visual? We need to go to the format, and here is data label that are already shown at the moment. So as normal, they would have been, normal visual is usually looking like this, and we can see that I have x-axis. You can either remove it because we will have the data in there, or if you want to keep it, you just need to get it as none, display units as none, as my revenue has format, dynamic format. When you have dynamic formats, the video that I did a few months ago, you need to remove all the display units, otherwise it looks like you, so not really readable. So going back to percentages, we're going to show the data labels. Now you can see Greater London is 9.4 million, and it's way easier to read for which portion is what number. But what about percents? You can add details. So if we put on details and get our percent total, you can see that you added the percentages, but it's now again hard to read because there is the same. I prefer to get the different boldness or underline or italic or few of them if you prefer. I don't really like changing the color because you can see if you have some of the positions inside and some outside, it dynamically changes the colors. So if you want to keep position outer, changing the color is not the best option. But it still keeps the percentages, it keeps the numbers, and it's easier to read and it's easier to compare. You don't really understand much what is the difference here. Here we can see the big difference, more or less, but it's really harder to see the differences in the pie chart compared to bar chart or column chart. So going back to percent of total. Here we need a percentage of total as all total. All means that it removes all the filters, slicers and everything. So this gives the total, complete total of revenue. So it looks at this number. And now we're dividing the revenue that we see here for this number. That's it. This is percent total all. As we looked at total all, now we can look at total all of selected items. All selected means that all that we've selected only. What's the difference? Here we can see that everything is the same, but if we add a filter on the table, we will see that there is a difference. Here it's showing only for selected items, and here it's for all. So for total for all of Southeast is 23%, and then it's going for each city and giving the percentage for each city. And why we will use it? Sometimes it's important and necessary. For example, if we have some missing categories. So if we look at another table that we have, which is restaurant classifications, and we have classifications, but not for all restaurants. We have some restaurants that don't have any classifications, for example, like 23, 22, and other ones that are missing 28, 29, and so on. So this table, or this page needs to look at restaurant classifications and reviews, for example. And here we removed everything that is blank because we are interested only in classifications. We don't need to see what's going on and when it's not the restaurant doesn't have a specific classification. That's why here in positive of total and positive of total selected are different. If we get it to be in the table format, it's easier to see. So total positive of all is 75% here, and for total positive of selected items it's 100%. So here, if we are trying to look at exactly classifications and see which ones have more positive reviews comparing to all other classifications, then we need to use the all selected, not total all, because this one is will give us for the total of all restaurants, which is not what we need at this particular case. So it's up to what you actually need to show at the particular case by case scenario, where you can choose what you need to see, all or all selected. That's it. Thank you.